quite possibly one of the funnest things I think you can do in Microsoft Flight Simulator at the moment. The two mods in this video add the ability to realistically launch and land on an aircraft carrier. It works really well and has certainly put me through my paces. So many attempts landing on the aircraft carrier were required for this video and it's still nowhere near perfect, but hey ho, I'll get there. Today I'll quickly be running through two awesome add-ons, the F18E Super Warrior mod and the Carrier Ops USS Enterprise. Let's get right into it. Hello YouTube, I'm Pilot Stud. Before we get into it, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help me out. In today's video, I'll be quickly going through two mods, not in too much detail because they're pretty self-explanatory, but they are certainly a lot of fun. First of all, let's talk about the aircraft carrier. Let's spawn in and I'll show you where it is and what it entails. Okay, so here we are now with both the add-ons in this video today, both of which are freeware and you can find on flightsim.to. As always, all you need to do is just drop them in your community file. No need to download any additional software. Now before I show you where the aircraft carrier is, if you install the F18 pack correctly, you'll basically see it right next to the default one. What differentiates it apart is the fact that this one says Super Warrior as opposed to Super Hornet. Now there are plenty of changes with this aircraft that I'll go through in a minute, but it still very much is a work in progress. The big things so far are effects. They've basically been completely overhauled. Gone are the default kind of contrail effects. They've been replaced with something much more akin to what you'd see on the F18. You've also now got an arrestor hook and a launch hook, allowing you to fly this bad boy off an aircraft carrier in a realistic manner. Liveries are all the same as you'd expect, but now let's go to the aircraft carrier. So this is on the eastern seaboard of the USA, located in between Virginia and Washington basically, off the coast here near Wallops Flight Facility, or Kilo Whiskey Alpha Lima. You can see it here. Zoom into it and just, well, we're going to take off. It is a bit funny, I normally go from ramp 1 and then taxi. Okay, so welcome to here on the aircraft carrier, the USS Enterprise. We're starting up now. You will want to press Control E because you will start up on the ramp if you're following me. Looking around, you can see we've got some people outside. We're surrounded by aircraft. Our aircraft is starting up, so I do apologise for the noise, but you can see it is modelled really well. Coming to external mode, you can see so much movement on this aircraft carrier, from the people moving about to stuff like antennae on and the radar domes on the top of the carrier there. It looks really nice and it feels really realistic, especially when you've got other aircraft flying around, whether you're on multiplayer with your friends or if you've got some AI traffic like I did at the start of the video. This is the piece of resistance over here. This is where you can launch. You can see we've got our man there telling us where to go, and then to the left, that man waving will tell us when we can launch, or the man next to him I should say. We'll hop back in the aircraft and I'll show you how to do that. So differences between this aircraft and the default version of it so far are basically quite simple. We've got our launch bar switch down here, which functions as you'd expect, and our carrier hook over here, which also functions as you'd expect. Other parts, other changes aren't so obvious. We've got a few fixes with the heads-up display, I believe, the fuel system, some input into the flight model making it more realistic. But the biggest part that you'll see would be the new effects. We've got wingtip vortexes, leading edge vortexes, a vapor cone, improved engine exhaust, and aerobatic smoke. But aside from that, we're not dealing with too much just yet, but they've got big things planned. We're now going to go over to that man over here. Before we do that, we're going to get our launch bar down, so let's click extend. We'll get a set of flaps down for takeoff. Not that I'm sure if you need it for kind of a carrier takeoff like this. You want to be taxiing slowly to the man over there and following his controls. It does take a bit of control and a bit of focus, but trust me, taking off is so much easier than landing. I've only managed to do 2 somewhat successful landings out of probably about 10, maybe even 15. So it does take time, but when it works, it really works. There you go. We can see he's now telling us to come right a bit. Now we're perfect. Doesn't have to be exact, of course, the system will pick you up anyway. We do get quite close to the people, of course. In real life you wouldn't. Except for the guy at the front, maybe. There we go, he's telling us to keep coming forward now. And when he puts his arms in a cross, that will mean stop. Oh, there we go, stop. Don't need to set your parking brake, he's going to move out of the way. So we can take off. We're going to make sure our launch bar is down, he's now kneeling down. We look to the left. And we'll see we've got our friends over here. Now when he gets on the ground and waves us down, he's telling us to look at him, we're basically ready to go. There we go, we've got the wave off. We'll now go full power, make sure you haven't got any brakes on, and just watch what happens here. In about 10 seconds, there we go, we're off. Then you want to pull up pretty quickly, and hey presto, you've successfully taken off from an aircraft carrier. Occasionally get a bit of lag spikes like we have here coming off, but for me that happens about 1 out of every 5 goes, and I hope it's fixed in the future. Now that we're in the beautiful F18, up in the air, taking off from the aircraft carrier, we'll get our gear up and we can start to get our flaps up. It is beautiful and a lot of fun. Now you can see we've got some smoke coming out behind us, the afterburners look much more realistic. Just look at that glow, absolutely awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly back around and try and come in for a landing. I can't promise anything, and I might fail massively. I'll see you when we want to approach the aircraft carrier. Okay, so we flipped ourselves around, now we're back over land. You can see there from the navigation display, the aircraft carrier is now behind us, and there it is. It is important to come in slow, obviously, but you don't want to come in too slow. What I find, my good speed, is you want to be around 150, 140 knots on touchdown. I'm not too sure if that's safe in real life, but that's the only way I can really land with this aircraft on the carrier. Otherwise, I come in too slow and slam into the back of it, or I come in too fast and I completely fly over. Probably ripped our gear off putting it that low. But the good thing about this is that you can use the land to kind of line yourselves up. Now I should say it's got an angled runway as well, which you can see at the start of the video. So I kind of aim for this corner piece of the land here and kind of handrail myself in via that. You'll notice we've got the glide slope indicator right next to the heads-up display. It's saying we're a bit low at the moment, but I kind of disagree. I think we're at a pretty decent height, so we should see the ball any minute now. Now coming round here, you'll see for landing we want our gears down, which we have. Then we want our flaps, which are down, our hook down, then anti-skid, which is done automatically. Make sure your harness is on, which if you're in this plane, in real life of course it would be, otherwise you might get thrown out on touchdown. It's quite a violent thing, aircraft carrier landings. Right, I'm coming in very quick here, so I do want to slow down. This is not going to be a good landing. Yeah, we're going to have to go around, my friends. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, here we go, another attempt now. Let's see if we can make this one. As you can see, I'm coming in nice and steep. I think that's the way you've got to do it with aircraft carriers. It feels really unnatural, but of course, it's not the most natural of situations. Oh, I think we got caught. I think we've done it. It was a horrible landing, but there we go. We're on the aircraft carrier. It was rough, but that's what they're made for at the end of the day. Let's watch it on replay. So here we are, coming in. Oh yes, boy. Bit of a bounce, but that's what it's here for. Yeah, it could have been better, but I mean, it is really difficult, and I'm sure you guys will come to find that when you do it. It's really fun when it works out, so I do highly recommend it. So there we go, look at the smoke on that bad boy. Let's watch it again. It can never get old, can it? Guys, get these two add-ons, they both are very good. I hope I've showed you how to do both of them. Of course there is a technique to landing on an aircraft carrier. Frankly, I'm yet to find it yet. But hey, I noticed we're quite on the line, so I'm pretty happy with that. From me today, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Look at this, we've even got smoke on this landing. This is from earlier. If you do like these kind of videos, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, it really does help me out. I've got my giveaway for a few more days, it's running, you can enter and win some awesome flight simulation products. And thank you so much to my first class channel members, they get a shout out on the screen now. You guys really do help me out and it means so much. From me today, I'll see you around, be sure to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed, bye bye.